What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 30th episode of Mixed Reactions. It is myself, Ian Blackwell, from Paris, California, but now in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm with Casey Merritt and Justin Melvin. How are you fellas doing today?
Doing better than your mic.
Doing all right. A customer told me he couldn't hear me earlier, and he was like, "Damn, I can't hear you. That's why you have a minimum wage job." I said, "Haha, that's why you're not getting your check released, bitch." It's gonna be a fun day.
I can hear you much better now. I'm doing all right, man. Of course, we're in the midst of March Madness. We got the college hockey playoffs starting soon. It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
surviving myself. My wife had a pretty nasty spill a week or so ago, so been on dutiful husband father duty recently, but I'm doing all right. Glad to be here.
You know, just forgetting that Sunday's Easter and you had to make a late night Walmart trip. No biggie.
No, no biggie at all.
You know who else was on daddy duty last night? The Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, I don't know, man. That's I know we kind of wanted to talk about college hockey, start out with March Madness, but I think we should start with the elephant in the room. What the fuck happened to the Celtics last night?
They took their foot off the gas.
Yeah. For one, they took their foot off the gas, and I believe they shot 0 for 10 from the 3 in the fourth quarter. And once their threes aren't hitting, it's almost like they're a completely different team. They stop playing defense. They stop going for the loose balls. They stop having second chance opportunities. This is the second blown, big lead that they've blown within the past couple weeks here, in the past couple weeks span, because they blew a 20-plus point lead to Cleveland the other night. I won't say the other night. It's been a couple weeks. And then, of course, Atlanta to last night. And they play Atlanta again on Thursday. And personally, I think they'll probably end up blowing them out, right? But I sense that this is bigger struggles for the Celtics ahead, especially teams like Milwaukee, Cleveland again. You know, Cleveland's a top echelon team in the East. So when they're facing those top teams in the East, you would like to think in the playoffs they're not going to have those lapses where they go up a big amount and take their foot off the gas. But if it's something that's been a habit in the regular season, you don't just break yeah, exactly. And why wouldn't they? You just don't break habits like that overnight. And so I was already worried about the Celtics in crunch time games because it seems like, you know, their shots get a little tight. They don't play as fast and as loose. And now it's almost like I have to worry about them when they're up 30 as well. And that's just not a good feeling to have going into the postseason.
No, it's not. And there, Brian Windhorst on, I think he was either on First Take or Get Up this morning, noted that in the first 3 quarters of play in the regular season, the Celtics are statistically, if not the top, or they're in the top 5 at least, in terms of pace in moving the ball up and down the court in the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter by itself, they are the second worst in terms of pace.
I'm not surprised.
And I don't necessarily want to put an asterisk on the game last night. I mean, you can, but I'm not trying to put an asterisk. But the only thing I would say is that they didn't have either Derek White or Drew Holiday last night.
The Hawks didn't have Trae Young.
But they didn't have Trae Young. So that kind of nullifies that asterisk.
Don't get me wrong. Being down Derek White and Drew Holiday is big, and that won't be the case during the playoffs, so I understand that. But the Hawks were down their best player. Now, obviously, defensively, they've been a lot better since Trae Young's been off the court. But Trae Young is still a bucket getter. He's Atlanta's best offensive player by far. And they blew a 30-point lead to them.
Disgusting.
It's worse than disgusting. It's pitiful. It's disgraceful. I don't know if you guys read my messages in the chat after that game, but I said I'm done with them. And I kind of went back on what I said before the season started, because if you recall, before the season started, I said there's absolutely nothing the Celtics can do that's going to affect me in the regular season. Last night proved that to be wrong because I was a very angry man.
And I would say, I mean, maybe it's just short-term anger. I like to think that it's like a short-term blip, but
I'd
like to think. But at the same time, you can't argue the fact that every fourth quarter they take their foot off the gas.
Absolutely, they do. There's
It's
zero
coaching
question
at that
about
point,
it.
I think. Like I think shit
It
like
is
that
coaching.
is
And it goes back to Brad Mazzulla, Joe Mazzulla. Got Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla fucking mixed up there.
coaching.
And I don't think it would have happened. I know he had his issues there, and he's gone for a reason. But I don't think this would have been the case if Ime Udoka was their coach.
No, I agree.
They weren't choking like this. Like they were losing. They weren't just blatantly falling apart. I mean, with Ime Udoka, they probably would have won it if he wouldn't have. What did he fucking get suspended for again? Like violating team rules?
Yeah, he had an
Yeah, he had
inappropriate
an
relationship.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're talking about overall of the season, it's not going to have much impact. But at the same time, these are the issues they are going to have to correct before the postseason starts if they want a legitimate shot at a championship. Now, granted, I don't think there's any challenge outside of Milwaukee in the East for Boston that can legitimately beat them 4 times.
That's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean anything. Getting to the finals isn't enough this season for Boston. It has
Milwaukee's
to be.
going to have a really tough road to get to Boston, but they can get there. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Milwaukee is by far the second best team in the East. It's not close.
No, it's not
Now
even remotely close.
That may change how if Joel Embiid comes back and the health of Joel Embiid. But as of right now,
Embiid comes back, it's a whole new game.
It is.
I don't see him coming back at this rate. Philly's still kind of trying to keep their head over water, and it's not exactly working as well.
I mean, the Philly, they put the boots to Clippers the other night here, and Ian, we haven't even talked about what they've lost 5 in a row at home. What's going on with them?
That'll be fine. I'm not worried. I'm really not worried. Not as worried as you should be with the Celtics. I think we'll be fine. I think the team that we have, the fact that our lineup's been in and out all year. Granted, Kawhi's played more games than ever before, but I'm not that worried going into the playoffs. I think fine. We really haven't looked impressive at all like last month, even in our preseason. I'd be more worried about the Celtics. Like 30.
There's something going on with your mic, Ian. You're super low, man.
Sorry, can you hear me?
No.
For real, you can't hear me? It's still low?
Barely.
Super low, man.
Still?
Eat the mic.
I don't know. My customers don't be tripping. Is it still low?
It's perfect like that.
I don't know. Yeah, it's something with the fucking cords or something. Is it like it's going real low and then it's cutting out, huh?
Yeah. We can hear you now.
When it really comes down to it, even when Joel Embiid comes back, right? Obviously, that's going to put them near Milwaukee, I feel. But I don't feel that when Joel comes back, it's going to push them over Boston.
It's not going to be enough to get them over Boston.
Not in 7 games. No.
No. Embiid's not going to have enough time to get his legs under him enough to push Boston.
Exactly. With Embiid, I feel they can push Boston to 6.
I mean, they're the 8th seed right now, though.
They are, but that's strictly because of Joel. Joel hasn't been there. They'd be the 3 seed or the 2 seed if he was there all year.
I don't know. I think the Knicks pose a problem to Boston if the Celtics aren't ready.
No. Absolutely not. No. The Knicks would be a 5-game series.
No.
They'd get one on their home court probably in game 3, and then the Celtics would bum rush for the rest of the way.
Absolutely. They would get that game 3 win where I think it'd be game 4. My apologies. I think they'd get that game 4 win where they're trying to avoid the sweep so everyone plays out of their mind and they hit 26 threes.
It's still a gentleman's sweep.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, if you look at the West, I like the Nuggets. Obviously, it's the Nuggets. I don't have the same faith in them I did last year.
The West is the deeper conference by far. The West, when that playoff starts for the West, I don't know if any series is a given. Because look at the 7, 8, and 9 seed. Of course, Dallas, Lakers, Warriors. Like, I feel any one of those teams could beat the top 3 teams in a 7-game series still. It's so close in the West.
The West.
You don't
is
know
a
which team is going to
damn
win.
dog fight.
Exactly.
Whoever's going to get the thing with the Celtics in the East, the Celtics can probably beat everyone in no less than 6 games.
Agreed.
That's fair.
But the West, the top 4 teams in the West, they're going to push each other to 7 every single series.
Yes. Yes.
And the Celtics are going to get what's left of it, which should give the Celtics an advantage if they can get out of their own damn way.
This sounds super biased. I think every team, if they play their game, they're on their A game, and they don't get in their own way, I feel like Boston's the best team in the league. I feel like they should beat every team in a 7-game series. There's definitely teams that can push them to 7. Won't say there isn't. But I feel in a 7.
One team I think who could beat Boston in a 7-game set. Denver's the one team I see that can happen.
Denver, that would be so tough too, just because obviously they have
7. But it would take 7.
I think Boston could beat Denver in 7 too, though.
Agreed. I think Denver and Boston are evenly matched, and it could go either way.
Where Denver has the significant advantage on Boston is crunch time in big moments.
Absolutely.
That's one area where, say it's game 7, 6 minutes left in the game, scores 90-90. That's where the boots would get tight. You know, that's where I feel
you'd have to put the money on Denver. You have to.
Yeah. Yep, it would. The momentum would shift to Denver's favor. In a game 7, Boston would have to pull a game 6 in 2008 against the Lakers and blow the doors off them to beat them.
Which they could do.
They could. If Boston stays hot shooting in the playoffs, and, you know, it's all about momentum when it comes to basketball. Basketball is one of the most momentum-driven sports, a la last night when, you know, the Hawks came back from 30 points down. And so I truly feel that Boston is one of those teams, and I hate to say it, once things start to go wrong, it's almost like the wheels completely fall off of them.
They can't get through any type of adversity. I mean, Boston, I don't know, man. I'm really getting sick of watching the Celtics every year because they really are choking every single year.
It's
like,
every year.
Synonymous with it. This generation of Celtics.
They're not as bad as the Cowboys in the playoffs. Just saying.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Here's why. No, they are, and here's why.
Oh, they're absolutely not. But go ahead and give us your reasoning.
Okay, of course, they've made the Eastern Conference Finals a bunch of times, and they went to the finals against Golden State in 2022, sure. But the reason that they are is because of the expectations the Celtics have versus the expectations that the Cowboys have. You have some people like, oh, yeah, mainly their fans, of course, like, oh, this is all year, and it speaks to the Cowboys. But no one really thinks that. No one really thinks the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
I know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one who really understands football thinks, oh, yeah, Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl. But real smart basketball fans, when they're taking a look through the whole course of the season, a lot of smart analysts are saying the Celtics are going to win it. And this has been the case for 2 or 3 straight years now. And so when they don't, it's a bigger choke than what Dallas does.
I think it's Boston's championship to lose. I mean, if you look at the Clippers right now, like, we're just fighting for home court.
But my argument about they're not as bad as Dallas is Dallas, you can every year pencil in they'll get they'll either win the division or in second place with a wild card, and they'll make it to the divisional round and then go home and play golf every year.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but you just made my point, Justin. That's how you can pencil them in. With Boston, you can pencil them in, and you can make a realistic case that they should win the title.
I guess I would say the Celtics aren't as predictable as the Cowboys are. I guess that's my argument.
Yes, because choking is doing something choking, in my opinion, is not playing up to your expectations in the biggest moment. With Dallas, we expect them to choke.
And they do.
Exactly. We expect it. With Boston, I don't know why, for some reason, we still don't expect them to choke, and we still give that hope. But that's coming over this next year. If Boston doesn't win the title this year, let's put it like this. If Boston doesn't make the championship this year,
blow it up.
Blow it up. Something has to change.
Yep, agreed.
They've been going at it for too long at this point.
And then at that point, you have to realistically ask, is Jason Tatum ready to be the best player on a championship team?
I'd say and this, call me crazy because they just signed to a stupid deal. You trade Jaylen Brown.
For who?
SGA.
It would be the same thing. I think what Boston needs is a veteran leader on that team that's won titles.
You're not going to get LeBron. That's for sure.
As far as if Tatum
This is
can be
my
the best player on a, go ahead.
Real quick, you can go see your point after this. I think what Tatum needs is what LeBron needed in Miami. He needed that veteran leadership that D Wade and the Heat organization could provide because they've been there and done that. I think Tatum. I don't think Tatum needs to switch teams because Boston is that organization that can do that. But I feel they need to bring in that veteran leader that has rings, that's been in all these big games, that can push them over the edge.
Oh, he could definitely be the best player on a championship team. I mean, it's not like Boston is light years away. Like they lost at 6 to the Warriors, and they almost made it last year. But hell yeah, he could be the best player on it. It's just a matter of them actually winning the championship. But it's not like Boston isn't right on the cusp. I don't think the argument is if he can be the best player on a championship team. The question becomes, I mean, at least for me with them, is like, what do they have to do? But I mean, look how close they are. I don't think it's he's good enough to get him over the hump. It's just whether or not he's going to do it. I don't think it's still a lack of talent.
Well, see, here's the thing when it comes to Jason Tatum for me. I think Jason Tatum is good at about everything he does on the court. But I don't think he's excellent at anything. He's a good three-point shooter. He's not a great one. He's a good ball handler. He's not a great one. He's a good playmaker. He's not a great one. He's a good attacker of the basket. He's not a great one.
If you were to give him a 4 out of 5, a grade on a 5-point scale on all of those, you'd probably give him a 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of the one thing that he lacks, and that's what keeps him from being a top 5 player in the league. Because if we're going off top, if we're ranking the top players, Tatum probably falls at 6, 7, maybe 8, somewhere around that area.
Like that. Yeah, that's fair.
Which is fine. That means that's what I have the question of, though, is can he be the best player on a championship team?
He is elite, but is he top 5? And right now you can't say he is at all.
Yeah, right now I'd say no.
You'd have to say no.
Now that can all change this postseason. If he goes out and has a phenomenal postseason, is the best player on the court in each series that he's in, and the Celtics win the title, he wins Finals MVP, then the discussion may change because obviously facts change over time with results. And I don't think any sports fan is going to argue that. Nothing stays the same forever.
Absolutely.
See, no, the issue I have with the question of if he can be a best player on a championship team, because normally we ask that question in the case of like, I don't fucking know who, like Mikal Bridges, for example, like how good would you really do on a real contender? We know how Tatum does on a real contender, and he has them right there. I feel what you're saying about he doesn't do any one thing great, but maybe. I don't know, but I think he could be the best player on a championship team. But I mean, it's their playoffs to lose, bro. Like if they don't win the playoffs, that's not just on Tatum. I mean, granted, he's come up big.
If
like
the
he
Celtics don't win the title.
Yeah, I know we're on limited time, but let's kind of segue to the college basketball tournament.
Oh man, Jack Golke.
Yeah,
that guy.
Milt Chamberlain.
10 threes.
What's your guy? Milt Chamberlain. I love that dude.
Well, that guy didn't make the tournament though.
I know, but it would have been great if he had.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. Robbie Avila, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Milt Chamberlain was my favorite. I saw that.
Yeah, that was by far the best nickname I've ever heard. What's your
I got to say something about the tournament for me, at least. I mean, I haven't. I mean, full transparency, I haven't been watching much of it, but the really biggest thing is that Kentucky lost. Otherwise, it's been feels really ho hum to me.
Yeah, then Houston had like a really big.
And then Houston had the scare.
Yeah, but yeah, the Kentucky loss was like literally the only thing noteworthy so far. That anybody like a casual fan would know about. I think that I can.
This is gonna sound blasphemous.
That's definitely
Is it time for Cal to hang it up?
He's got a lifetime contract. What are they gonna do?
His
Buy him out
for
$30 million? Like, it's almost a win for him because say Kentucky does buy him out, right? Huh?
I said, hell yeah, it's like a win for him. The fuck?
Oh yeah, no, it absolutely
is.
Because put it like this, because he'll have 15 schools calling him tomorrow.
Tonight, you know what I'm saying? Like tonight, if he retired the second, bro. But like the thing is, like that's a whole other topic. I feel like we can go down a rabbit hole with that because he is like. I've always been one of those persons. I believed in Kentucky. I don't know if it was because of him or because I knew Kentucky would always have the literal best talent. But you saw the thing that I posted in the group the other day, man. Like he hasn't had a lot of success at all, considering the insane amount of. I'm not even gonna start naming the players. We don't have that much time, but he's underperformed. I think he has to go. Personally, he's a great recruiter though. He gets guys to the NBA. Like it's hard. You know, Kentucky's going to lose a lot of, those boosters, a lot of their, I mean, they're still going to get NBA guys, but I don't know. What do you guys
think? And I don't question his ability as a coach. I just question his ability right now to get Kentucky over the hump because they haven't gotten over the hump for a good long while. They keep getting ousted too early.
Absolutely agree with that.
I'm not saying that he needs to hang it up completely, but maybe he needs to hang it up at Kentucky. Just a feel, not necessarily a true take.
Yeah.
But how about them Black Bears?
Oh man, made Black Bears. Are you fellas ready for the Springfield Regional?
I'm ready for that, but I'm sure as hell no Michigan State, North Dakota, Western Michigan, and Michigan are not happy.
They're at what, Sioux Falls?
Yeah.
And they're playing at a rink with 2,500 seats. It's half the Alfond. Half.
I mean, I'm not surprised by it, though. It's like, obviously, in our area, Justin, it's a big notable thing, college hockey. But across the country, it's really not.
For those schools, they travel.
Yes, the schools themselves will travel. That's fair. But will fans from their areas travel? Probably not.
Come on, man. 2,500 though.
And I think that's perfect for that.
Ticket
to be
prices,
honest,
which was $1,000 a pop because they couldn't fill the.
Are you shitting me? Oh yeah, you got me fucked up thinking I paid $1,000 a pop for some fucking college hockey. Sorry.
No, I wouldn't do it either.
What the fuck? They said they're gonna be partying out.
Springfield tickets are going for $50 a pop. Sioux Falls, $1,000.
Yeah, I would not go.
No, just no.
No, absolutely not. Not a chance.
How about Maine though? Getting to play Cornell. I mean, you think about the brand names that are going to that regional: Minnesota, Michigan State, Michigan. Like what? Especially Michigan and Minnesota. I mean.
If we're talking about Maine and Cornell here, let's break it down like this. Justin and I were talking a few minutes ago here before the show started.
Before I actually woke up.
Yeah, because your bitch ass was asleep. So the way we speak about Cornell is they're very solid defensively. They are tough to put pucks in the net against, but they also, on the flip side of that, don't put pucks in the net that well. Maine needs to start fast and strong and get them skating on their heels. Maine needs to attack.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just going to be depend which Maine team shows up.
It absolutely is going to be dependent on that. Maine needs to be disciplined, but they need to be physical, which they seem to struggle with doing either or. Like they don't seem to be struggle with being physical, but they seem to struggle with being smart while being physical. And then also they need to stay in attack mode this whole game. 3 periods, 60 minutes of attacking hockey. And if they don't do that, if they play into Cornell's style, Cornell's going to beat them.
I mean, yeah, it's a tournament. If you don't play your best hockey, it doesn't matter who it is, you're going home.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I feel like college hockey, it's one of the sports where I feel like almost any team in this tournament can win it.
Buccigross was throwing made some love at the end of the selection show.
That was. Now, this is assuming, of course, because, God, who else is in this bracket? Denver and UMass, right?
Denver, UMass, and Cornell.
Imagine we beat Cornell and UMass beats Denver.
Final Frozen Four, here we go.
That would be amazing. UMass. I would love to match up against UMass in the game to go to the Frozen Four.
Oh, this would be a road game for me, though, at that point.
It would, yeah, for sure. But I feel like we have the edge over UMass in almost every conceivable way.
3-0 on UMass this year.
Oh, no, UMass also just got the manhood taken away from them against Boston College, so we'll see how they come back when they play Denver. A lot of people were picking UMass. I was in that little group. I'm excited for the main game, man. I mean, honestly, their
Thursday at what, 5?
They're the first game. I don't know what time it is, but I know they're the first game of that the day of that regional. But yeah, man, if they could just sometimes their passing looks so smooth, especially with the Nadeaus. Like if they can actually stay like that for 60 minutes, I don't think they're not going to lose the first game. I don't know about later on, but they're not going to lose the first game if they can play how they're supposed to play.
Could not agree more. If they play their game, play to their style, they'll absolutely win game 1 against Cornell. No question about it.
$1,000, Justin, for the Sioux Fall? Are you fucking shitting me?
I can't make this shit up.
1,000? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, who paid 1,000 for college hockey? But at this point, I'm kind of asking, who the fuck would pay 1,000 for college? I mean,
North Dakota fans. Or Michigan State. That's it.
Not Minnesota.
No,
Minnesota. Well, we knew we kind of had
every year.
We knew we kind of have like an interesting bracket side, of course, because especially where we know one of the opponents very, very well being UMass. So we fell into a very, very favorable bracket.
Of all the brackets to fall into, we fell into probably the best one because we didn't have to go against North Dakota.
Or BC.
And we didn't have to go against BC or BU. So I'll take that.
That BU game, that was so strange because Maine outplayed them in a lot of stretches when it was 5-on-5. We just couldn't stay out of the box.
That's how BU kills you. Much like Iceman and Top Gun, we run until you do something stupid and they burn you.
But regardless of that fact, boys, we knew we kind of had a quick show tonight. What do you say we jump right into the question?
Works for me.
Who's got it tonight? All right, I got it.
All right.
My question to you fellas would be, I didn't have one prepared, so I'm gonna wing this one. You got one? No, you had it last week. I'm just gonna wing this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna wing this one.
Suit yourself, queer. Oh, I can't say that word on the show, motherfucker.
You said a word that was much more offensive than that last week, Ian.
What did I say? Go New Hampshire Wildcats?
Well, no, but that would have been pretty bad too. All right, so my question to you guys, we always talk about our favorite teams and when they win championships, right? So my question to you is, what's a championship team that you were rooting for that wasn't your own, but you still had a rooting interest in?
1986 Mets.
I want to stab you.
Ooh.
Like, you still got amped for the game. You're like, I want them to win so badly.
2003 Marlins.
Really?
2003 Marlins. That's fair.
I was rooting heavy for the Yankees.
After they took our hearts out and
Game 7.
Yep.
Aaron
Dontrell
fucking
Willis.
Boone.
Josh Beckett for the win.
Yeah, that was a 6.
I got mine.
Who's yours?
The 2016 Cavs.
That's a good one. I was gonna say, who the fuck was I gonna say? Anybody or like the 2000 with Kentucky when they had Anthony Davis. Definitely the Cavs. The Heat when they had LeBron for the first time. Other than that,
I wasn't the biggest fan of them when LeBron went to the Heat.
Does the Golden Knights count for me? I don't really think so.
Because you're a Ducks fan.
Yeah, but I'm already kind of in Vegas, so that kind of just adds on it. The fact that
okay, yeah, then we'll X that one out.
Shit. Let me see. Football. This year the Lions.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, everybody was cheering for the Lions. Niners have one of the best teams in the whole NFL. The Lions winning on the power of friendship. Gotta love it.
Bro, let me tell you this. This is kind of unrelated, but semi-related to it. I had never in my life been more conflicted during a football game than the 2017 Super Bowl. Between the Eagles and the Patriots. Like, two teams. I have nothing against the Patriots anymore. But during that time frame, I hated them. I hated Tom Brady. I hated their fans. I love you, Justin, but I hated their fans. I hated the fucking Patriots, dude. And then they had to go against the one team that I hate more.
And the Eagles were loud and obnoxious that year, too.
Yeah.
Not as bad as they are now with Sirianni, but...
No, I think they're way worse with Sirianni. I fucking hate Nick Sirianni.
Really?
I can't stand him. I don't know if that's just my Eagles hatred talking, but
he's a cocky little fuck.
Exactly. I fucking hate Nick Sirianni. I hate everything about the Eagles. So, like, even when the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, right? I was rooting for the Giants. I know they're an NFC East rival, but I don't hate them nearly as much as I hate the fucking Eagles. And so...
Are you mean the Patriots?
No, like... I meant the Eagles because, like, I wasn't conflicted in that game. Like, oh, Giants-Patriots, like, I'm rooting for the fucking Giants, especially in 07. I was like, I don't want them to have that perfect. But when they played the Eagles, I was like, I have no idea who I want to win this game. Like, I was so conflicted.
Dude, the Niners, well, honestly, I obviously didn't want the Niners to win because they were a division rival, but part of me was sick about fucking with Patrick Mahomes this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I like greatness, but at the same time, it is kind of like, all right, Chiefs. The Chiefs are almost becoming to get into like to the Patriots, where it's like, here they fucking win again. You know what I mean? But I think that's
they've
good
already
for the
entered
league,
that now. They just won back to back. They are them now.
That's good for the league, though, in a way, to have a team that dominates like that, because people just want to see them lose. It's like John Cena when they kept giving him the belt back. Like,
let me ask you this, guys, and I want both of you guys to answer this. Say the Chiefs start 4-4 next season. Are you going to count them out?
Nope.
Chiefs can start.
I'm not either.
And I wouldn't count them out.
At that point, I might start.
That's a little extreme.
They start 4-6. I might question.
Yeah, 4-6. It might be like if they have a losing record. Well, I don't know when their bye week is, but if it's like midway through the season and they're just real, I don't know. But two championships is still 2 championships in a row. That's also 3 total. So
3 out of 4.
I'm not counting them out at all.
But that was a good show, boys. I'm glad, obviously, due to the technical difficulties early on, we didn't get to do a full show. But, hey, we got on. We did what we needed to do. Yeah, you a bitch. We know.
Yeah.
But we got on to do it, and it's great. We love it, boys. Make sure you follow me on TikTok at CaseyMarrett11. I'm making the greatest content ever known to man. Follow Ian on OnlyFans.
They gotta subscribe first. I gotta hit the link.
And as always, guys, if you're going to go to Canada, don't forget to bring a towel.
Fuck Philly.